What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be a different kind of video. I'm basically gonna be explaining how I got my first 5.0 and how I got to where I'm in this one today. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this is basically how I got my first 5.0 Mustang. My first car was a 2003 Nissan 350Z. My coworker sold me that car at a price that I thought was fair at the time. I only kept that car for a couple months and then I got rid of it because I wanted a Mustang, a 5.0 to be exact. But I want to go test drive a 5.0. Long story short, the 5.0 was out of the question. I was only 19 years old and no credit or anything. So what I was advised to do is get a cheaper car like a V6 Mustang. So that's exactly what I did. I got a V6 Mustang. I was able to get approved for one if I put $6,000 down. So guess what I did? I put down $6,000 on a V6 Mustang. That $6,000 basically went to the garbage because that car did not hold its value at all. But anyways, I could have just gotten a cheap Honda or Kia or whatever, but I was young, I wanted a sports car, I wanted a Mustang. So a V6, the next best thing to a 5.0. It was a 2011 V6, it was an automatic, and yeah, I drove that car for about 9 to 10 months, got my credit up, I had my fun with it, I modded it, I put in exhaust, headers, wheels, lowered it. I was looking online for 5 liters and one popped up that caught my eye. It was a 2017 black base model GT. It was 3 hours away and I wanted to go look at it. But it was a 3-hour drive. If I were to go, I wanted to get it that day. I wasn't gonna go and then drive back another 3 hours and not get it. So another one came up that I saw. It was a 2012 Mustang GT. It was a manual premium track pack, so it had leather seats, sink, the Brembo brakes, bigger radiator, and stuff like that. And that car was about $8,000 cheaper than the base model Mustang that I was looking at. And it was an S550 versus an S197. I still love the S197, so, and I still do to this day, don't get me wrong, but back then I just loved how they looked. I wasn't a huge fan of the S550s, but I mean, it was a GT, so I was like, why not? So what I did was I showed my coworker. He already had his 5.0 black, and I was gonna go get a black one as well. So we got out of work early. We drove an hour down so I can go test drive it and look at it and basically see what it is. So we got there. It was right up front where everybody can see it. So the dealership was like in a corner, so right on the side of the road, you can just pass through it and see it. When we got there, the salesman approached us, told him I was interested in the 5.0, and yeah, he started it up. It was loud. We popped the hood and boom, it had long tube headers, off-road X-pipe, and a GT500 exhaust. The thing sounded so good, it just brought a big smile to my face. So I test drove it. It felt great. It was like the fastest car ever driven, 400 horsepower, and it was just a blast to drive. So I told him I would take it. Went inside, signed some paperwork. Yeah, basically he gave me a good price on it, at least I think so. It was a 2012 GT, yeah, premium manual track pack with 40,000 miles, sorry, and I got it for $20,000. So we got all the paperwork signed. All we were waiting for was for the bank to approve me on a loan, which it was already 5:30. Banks were usually closed at that time, and the guy basically said no bank or credit union is gonna approve me right now. So he said, come back tomorrow and you'll be able to take it home. So as me and my friend were walking out and going to the car, he comes out and says a credit union approved me. So I was able to take home the car that day. And yeah guys, it was a blast. The drive there was, this was like the fastest car I've ever owned. It was my dream car basically, and I was able to get it at 20 years old. That's not me bragging or anything, because I know there's 18-year-olds that have 5.0s nowadays, and Maybe it's mommy and daddy money, I don't know. But I got this all on my own, no cosigner or anything. And yeah, basically what I would advise you guys to do, those of you guys that have no credit or are wanting to 5-0, basically build your credit first. You can do it with a credit card. You don't even have to have a car. It's just a lot faster. At least that's what I was told. You probably could get it pretty good with a credit card. Don't just go and be willing to pay anything just to get the car. Negotiate, try to get the price down to where it's comfortable for you and that you can afford it. The cheaper, usually the better, obviously. Don't go out and buy a new 2021 Performance Pack 2 that costs like $52,000. Get something more that you can afford. And I'm not saying get something cheap with like 100,000 miles or whatever. No, get something that's nice to you and that you think you'll like and that you can afford. And also make sure to look at insurance prices, because you might have a $300 car payment, but your insurance might also be $300, and you don't want to be paying $600 when you could be paying less. Yeah, basically that's how I got my 5-0. Also, I suggest going with a credit union as opposed to a bank. Yeah, and then after that, I got a 2014 Silver 5-0 that you'll probably see on my page if you look back at my older videos. That car, basically, long story short, I threw a rod through the block racing it, returned it to stock, new engine in it, and then I got rid of it and traded it in for my 2018 5-0 that I've had for about 2 years now. And this, just to let you guys know, this is a base model, track pack. So I'm not gonna say it's a super base model, but you guys don't always need a premium. I got this car pretty cheap, and yeah, it's just a base model, but like I said, it's a track pack, so it has the bigger lip. This is an aftermarket one. This is a Roush that I threw on, but it comes with a bigger lip, bigger radiator, 355 gears on these. They also come with the performance pack gauges. And yeah, I mean, this is a base. I added this. It doesn't come with a big screen unless you get the 301A package, but yeah, you don't need a premium. I basically made this car to my liking. I added all this carbon fiber stuff. Ignore my dirty car. And then yeah, all this I added because that mine had a little 4-inch screen. But yeah, I mean, mine came with the wing's stock. I added this right here and diffuser, and I basically just, it doesn't even look like a base model, to be honest. You would never be able to tell it was a base model. A lot of people think it's a premium or whatever, but yeah, I got this to a price that I could afford. Even now I'm 24. I was 23 when I got this car. Insurance isn't horrible and the payment isn't horrible. It's something that I can afford. So that's just what I recommend to you guys that are looking to get into any car. It doesn't even have to be a 5.0. Just get something that you like and something that's not gonna destroy your bank account. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.